the US, Japanese and South Korean militaries are still analysing the launch in order to ascertain exactly what kind of missile was involved. The US Pacific Command has said in the last few minutes that it believes that all the indications point to an intermediate range ballistic missile rather than an intercontinental ballistic missile. What we do know is that the missile launched this morning around just before 7 a.m. Japan time flew further and higher than the missile that passed over Japan at the end of August. So this would indicate, in fact, that North Korea is still making progress in achieving its stated aim of developing a missile, a long-range missile, that's capable of striking the US mainland.
And how seriously did people in Japan react to the warning to take shelter?
Well, the government's taking it very seriously. The top government spokesman, Yoshihide Suga, has been on the television live this morning, calling this an extreme provocation that Japan will not tolerate. As for the Japanese people themselves, I think it's important to remember that these missiles, the one this morning and the one that was launched late last month, passed over Hokkaido, right in Japan's far north, a very sparsely populated area of Hokkaido, and flew over Japanese territory for 2 minutes before landing in the Pacific Ocean, about 2,000 kilometers east of Hokkaido. Now, those automatic text alerts that woke everybody up at the end of last month were sounded again this morning, and residents were told to take shelter. Now, whether they did that or not so early in the morning, and given that this is the second time in the space of a couple of weeks that this has happened, isn't clear at the moment. I think people are concerned, but I think it would be going too far to say that they're panicked by this.
And why is North Korea continuing to ratchet up tension in the region with these missile launches?
Well, I think there are a couple of reasons. One, the timing is significant. This, of course, comes just a few days after the UN Security Council passed yet another round of pretty tough sanctions against the regime in Pyongyang. So you could say that they've decided to launch the missile today as a show of defiance, really, against the US and the rest of the international community. But it also, I think, proves that North Korea is going to do exactly what it said it's going to do for the past several months, and that is, despite the condemnation of these launches in fight and condemnation of its recent nuclear test, of course, North Korea is not going to stop developing weapons of mass destruction. And, now that the possibility of any kind of negotiations are extremely dim, it's clear from what we know that the regime has said that it's not going to stop developing missiles and testing nuclear weapons until it has a nuclear-tipped missile that's capable of striking not just Guam or Hawaii, but the US mainland.